Ever imagine living a life of luxury, surrounded by wealth but devoid of genuine human connection? That was Jimmy Jong's reality. In a world of private jets, lavish parties, and dark secrets, Jimmy's tale is one of intrigue and tragedy. But how did he amass over $3 billion in Bitcoin, only to lose it all? Join us as we delve into the gripping narrative of Jimmy Jong, a man who sought friendship but found himself entangled in a web of deceit and loneliness. So without any further delay, let's get started. Private jets and dark secrets. Enter the extravagant world of Jimmy Jong, where private jets streak across the sky, opulent parties pulse with life, and hidden beneath the glitz lies a lonely soul. Jimmy, accompanied only by his faithful canine companion Chad, traverses a landscape of wealth and isolation. Behind the veneer of luxury, Jimmy's existence is shrouded in mystery. Despite his vast riches, genuine connections elude him, leaving him to navigate the complexities of life alone. Chad, the steadfast companion by his side, serves as the only constant in Jimmy's tumultuous journey. Amidst the shimmering lights of high society, Jimmy grapples with his inner demons, seeking solace in fleeting pleasures and ephemeral distractions. Yet, beneath the facade of extravagance, a profound emptiness gnaws at his soul, reminding him of the hollowness of his existence. As the shadows lengthen and the party fades into memory, Jimmy retreats into the solitude of his lavish abode, where the silence is only punctuated by the gentle hum of his thoughts. In the quietude of the night, he confronts the stark reality of his isolation, yearning for the warmth of genuine companionship amidst the cold embrace of wealth. The Genesis, a costly call to 911. On a fateful night in March 2019, Jimmy Jong's world was shattered by an alarming discovery. A frantic call to 911 unveiled a harrowing truth. His sanctuary had been violated, and with it, his sense of security. As the authorities arrived at his home in Athens, Georgia, Jimmy recounted the events that led to his distress. Thieves had infiltrated his haven, absconding with a staggering sum of $400,000 in cash and $600,000 worth of Bitcoin, a fortune amassed through dubious means. The loss of his wealth was not merely financial, it was a blow to his fragile psyche, exacerbating his feelings of isolation and vulnerability. In the aftermath of the intrusion, Jimmy found himself grappling with a sense of betrayal, questioning the trustworthiness of those he once called friends. Desperate for answers, Jimmy embarked on a quest for justice, enlisting the aid of private investigators to unravel the tangled web of deceit. Yet, as suspicions mounted and trust eroded, he found himself confronting a truth more unsettling than he could have imagined. The genesis of Jimmy Jong's descent into darkness began with a single call to 911, a costly reminder of the perils that lurked beneath the surface of his ostentatious lifestyle. Pursuit of companionship. In the aftermath of the theft, Jimmy's world seemed to unravel further as he grappled with the stark reality of his solitude. Desperate to fill the void left by the betrayal of supposed friends, he embarked on a desperate quest for genuine companionship. Driven by a longing for connection, Jimmy sought solace in the company of others, showering them with lavish gifts and extravagant gestures in a bid to win their affection. Yet, despite his efforts, he found himself surrounded by a facade of false camaraderie, the emptiness of his existence echoing louder with each passing day. As the veneer of opulence began to fade, Jimmy was forced to confront the harsh truth. His wealth could buy him fleeting moments of pleasure, but it could not purchase the authenticity he so desperately sought. In his relentless pursuit of companionship, he discovered that true friendship could not be bought or bartered. It had to be earned through sincerity and trust. As the shadows of loneliness closed in around him, Jimmy realized that the path to fulfillment lay not in material possessions, but in the genuine connections forged through shared experiences and mutual respect. The investigation unfolds. As the wheels of justice began to turn, Jimmy Jong found himself thrust into the heart of a sprawling investigation. Collaborating with law enforcement agencies, he embarked on a tumultuous journey fraught with twists and turns. With each passing day, new revelations emerged, casting a shadow of doubt over Jimmy's once unquestioned innocence. The collaboration between the IRS police and local authorities unearthed a labyrinth of deceit, linking Jimmy to a notorious Bitcoin hack on Silk Road, a digital underworld teeming with illicit activity. Amidst the chaos of the investigation, Jimmy's past transgressions came to light, painting a damning portrait of a man consumed by greed and desperation. Yet, amidst the accusations and suspicions, he remained steadfast in his resolve, determined to confront the consequences of his actions head-on. As the investigation unfolded, Jimmy found himself teetering on the precipice of uncertainty, grappling with the weight of his choices and the consequences that loomed on the horizon. With each passing day, the truth drew nearer, threatening to unravel the carefully constructed facade that had shielded him from scrutiny for so long. Facing the consequences, with the investigation reaching its zenith, Jimmy Jong stood on the precipice of reckoning, confronting the consequences of his actions with a heavy heart. As the truth unfurled like a tattered banner in the wind, Jimmy found himself ensnared in the tangled web of deceit he had woven. Pleading guilty to wire fraud, Jimmy faced the specter of justice with stoic resignation, his once privileged existence reduced to a shadow of its former glory. In a courtroom devoid of sympathetic faces, he stood alone, abandoned by the false friends whose loyalty he had bought with his ill-gotten gains. As the gavel fell, pronouncing his sentence of 1 year and 1 day, Jimmy's world imploded, the weight of his transgressions crushing him beneath its merciless heel. Yet, amidst the despair and desolation, a glimmer of hope flickered in the darkness, a solitary beacon of redemption in the form of his faithful companion Chad. With the specter of incarceration looming large, Jimmy clung to the promise of a brighter tomorrow, determined to atone for his sins and rebuild the shattered fragments of his fractured life. Reflections on loneliness and loss. As the walls of his gilded prison closed in around him, Jimmy Jong found himself grappling with the harsh reality of his solitude. In the quietude of his confinement, he was forced to confront the depths of his loneliness and the magnitude of his loss. Amidst the echoes of regret and remorse, Jimmy pondered the fleeting nature of material wealth and the emptiness that lay beneath its glittering facade. In the solitude of his cell, he found solace in the unwavering companionship of his loyal friend Chad, the only constant in a world consumed by greed and deception. Through tear-stained eyes, Jimmy contemplated the true measure of wealth, not in the accumulation of riches, but in the bonds of love and friendship that endure in the face of adversity. In the end, Jimmy Jong's story is a cautionary tale of the pitfalls of greed and the true value of companionship. As we reflect on his journey, let us remember that wealth is transient, but genuine relationships endure. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing stories and insightful reflections. Until next time, remember, true wealth lies not in possessions, but in the bonds we forge with one another.